All right, good night and welcome to Just a Conversation. In the midst of the night, you have none other than Minister Amon, our Minister Hayden, and our guest tonight is none other than Stephanie,
Stanford.
Steph.
I like that.
Oh, Steph. Okay.
She go by any one of them.
Yes.
You know, she's an awesome person, awesome individual, lively. Her spirit is bubbly. You know, and she's just ready to kick it off tonight, ready to talk tonight. Brother Matthew will be here in a few. You know, I already know how it is. You know, it's just a conversation. Don't forget to hop on over to our YouTube page. It's just a conversation. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. You know, also when you come in, don't forget to share this program out. It's been an awesome week. What's today? Today's Tuesday, Wednesday. Everybody's gonna be eating on Thursday.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Ready.
you ready for that?
Are you kidding me? I've been waiting for that. You
Wow.
kidding me?
Yeah.
I'm not ready
How are you not ready?
because my job. You
Oh.
know, I get the deal. People gotta buy all that stuff. You know, so. But anyways, you know, yeah. So, yeah, I want everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving when it comes in a couple of days. You know, we're here. You know, we're saying happy Thanksgiving to you. You know, and man, we had an awesome week. You know, we had this past weekend. You know, we had an Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving dinner. It's
Yes,
a
sir.
yearly thing. We do it every year. You know, the men department get together. You know, we cook, we go down, we get in. But this year had an awesome twist. You know, we had a jerk chicken contest, and obviously you could tell that the winner is over there with his trophy in front of
Really?
him.
Oh, serious? You got a trophy?
Then he got a trophy,
Yeah.
his first annual.
Wow,
You
that
know,
is
the
for
first
real.
annual, the
They
first
made
annual.
a first annual
Yeah.
jerk chicken
Wow.
cook-off trophy.
Yep.
And I just want to let everyone know that I give God all the glory for this, but this is up for grabs for next year. So if you want to try and come at the trophy,
Oh,
be my guest.
wow.
It's there for the taking.
That's true.
I just want to come for the eating.
You want to come for
Yeah, I
the
just want to come to support.
Me too.
That's what I want to
The
come
food
for.
was good.
I'm
The
sure.
thing-
Look
the
at the
thing-
trophy.
The thing
Well,
that I
I'm-
really love about the whole thing is just the family orientation, the family
It
getting
was
together.
nice.
That's
It was
nice.
You know, and that's what I really do it for. That's what I really, you know, appreciate most about it. You know, is just doing it as a family. And, you know, we always put a little twist in there, you know, and it was awesome. You know, just a conversation. You know, we put that in there this year.
Yeah.
You know, Minister Amon won. You know, I'm not too keen on the whole judging part. You know, I didn't think that was fair.
Nah,
You know,
I
because-
agree
Am I
with you. I
understanding
agree.
that you were in the competition as
Oh,
well?
yeah, yeah, it was-
Okay,
it was,
all right. It's all
it was me,
love,
him,
bud.
Yeah.
and the other co-host, you know,
Uh-huh.
Matthew, and then
And one more
Yeah,
Deacon.
Deacon Sibley slipped in at last
Yeah.
minute, so he wanted to be part of it. So, you know, we welcome it all. You know, we welcome it all. But
I
the
agree.
judging thing, I don't agree with it. You know, I don't think the people should know who cooked what. It should have been like ABC or 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Yeah,
You know,
I
you
agree.
pick it that way. You know, because we hadn't then fill out a whole script that we did where we're going by flavor.
Yeah, we-
you know,
we-
texture.
we were gonna do that, yeah.
We were gonna-
Texture?
Yeah,
Texture
the
jerk
whole works.
The
chicken?
texture of the food, yeah.
What?
The
Okay.
looks of it, you know, we're going
The
by
taste
all of
of
that.
it.
The taste
and-
of it.
Taste.
Yeah.
You guys are
So,
fire over here.
Yeah, we're going with all of that, you know, but none of that came out. You know, it was just like weird to me, you know, but it is what it is. You know, my hat's off to this man right here.
I appreciate
He knocked it out, you know, I appreciate it. That's my
Your chicken
brother.
was good, man. I tasted your chicken. It was good.
It
What I
was?
want to know is
Yeah,
where's
it
the
was good.
leftovers, though. See, where's the leftovers?
Everybody, it was good.
Yeah,
We
there was
had
no
I don't really
leftovers.
understand the
Yeah, they-
situation. We're up here with no jerk chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
It
situation.
was a situation.
Okay.
You know, and I mean, I never tasted it. You know, I don't really eat meat. You know, so I'm not a meat eater. You know, I gave that up going on 8 months now. So
Good for you.
that's
So
good.
did you just taste jerk sauce then? You just
no,
had the sauce?
and actually, with mine.
You had it on corn? What'd you do,
No.
man?
He was blind. He was
just
cooking
blind. I was
blind.
blind. Just went by what my grandma taught me.
Oh,
You know, use
well,
the pimento. You know, the old school remedies.
that's everything. If your grandmother taught you, that is
Yeah.
everything.
So yeah, we just went. I went by the old school remedy, the old school mix. So you know, let me tell you something. It was a competition, yeah, but at the end of the day, my brother won. That's all that mattered to me.
I
You know, he got the
appreciate
trophy.
that. That's
You
real.
know, next year it's always another chance. You know, in the middle of the year we're gonna have another one, which is probably gonna be like either a fried fish off or a jerk pork off or something. We're gonna do something else. You know, so. It's
Wow.
not gonna be just the one effort, one thing. You know what I mean? It's gonna be something we're gonna do like every 6 months or something like that. You know, just to keep the buck going, keep everything going.
That's nice.
You know, so
Yes.
Please
sir.
make
Yeah,
sure
we
I'm
just-
invited to these things.
yeah,
Definitely.
definitely. We
That's
send that
serious.
out. We'll send that out.
You
so
linked
good.
in now? Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
family
You in the
now.
You're family now.
I'm part of the Just a Conversation
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah,
Hey,
I
how you
want to say good night to everyone that's tuning in, everyone that's on.
Yep.
You know, appreciate y'all for showing up. You know, appreciate y'all for coming in. You know, appreciate every last single one of y'all. You know, God bless you, brother Brian. You know, Thanks for the support. You're here to support Sister Stephanie. Awesome. But yeah, you got Brian on. I'm
I
here to support
appreciate
you.
that.
But yeah, it was awesome. It was good. Everybody ate. Everybody said the jerk pork was awesome.
Yeah.
That was from.
They really enjoyed it. I ain't get none of it, but
You didn't get none of it?
Wow.
You know what I really liked? I really liked the shrimp. I don't think
Wait,
nobody got none but
It
me.
was jerk shrimp or
No,
just
it was curry shrimp.
curry
okay.
shrimp.
Yeah, somebody brought curry shrimp at the end. I just took
Yeah.
the whole pot. So I don't think nobody else got a taste of that.
Come on.
So hey, I'm honest, bro. You know what I mean? The pot. He said, "Yo, here's the curry shrimp." I was like, "Yeah, thank you," and I hit it.
Hey, but the thing
Well,
is, he ain't eat any of the other foods.
That's
didn't.
right.
I
It wasn't
didn't.
fair. He
Yeah.
couldn't get
Yeah.
the chicken.
I made sure. First of all, I made sure everybody was fed.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
my
definitely.
biggest thing. I want
That
to make
was
sure everybody is fed. Everybody eat.
Yeah.
Because that's to me like family's a big thing to me. I love family. I love anything that have to do with family orientated. I love that. It just makes me excited. It makes me happy. To see people eating and coming together and be as one. That's what the Bible wants us to be. He wants us to come on one accord and be together in one. Everything has to be done in one, in order, in decency.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate it. We set up outside. At the end of the night, Brother Dane, helped us broke down.
Yeah, he
he helped
helped out a
to
lot.
clean up.
Yeah,
he helped
he
to put the
did.
chairs back.
That's
That's
the
a
thing.
brother right there that's fresh in the ministry. Big ups to you, Brother Dane. Appreciate you for helping out.
Definitely.
All the way to the end. He didn't leave until like the back here was mopped and everything. So,
Yeah.
Big ups to all the men that supported and did their thing. I
And
appreciate
women
y'all.
who actually helped.
And the women that did their thing too. Appreciate everyone that chipped in and did their thing. And to our apostle, he works tirelessly. He did his stuffing. I had a little bit. I was kind of
didn't
fire
get none of
mad.
that.
I ain't taste
Why were
one.
you
You
fighting
taste that?
mad? Why?
No, his
Because you
stuffing
didn't get
is
any? Why were you mad?
His stuffing is off the chain.
Yeah.
Once
it
again,
is. It
and the
is.
leftovers are because you're bringing
No,
a
it's
guest
none.
in today.
Yeah, we-
Don't talk about it if I can't be about it. Y'all stressing me out.
Imagine
What's going on?
Imagine serving it.
Uh-huh.
People coming back for seconds.
Seconds and
You haven't had it
and
first.
you're still
But
there.
see, that's the problem. You should have your little side piece, your little
Yeah.
side
That's what I tell
thing,
them.
your
It's
side
like-
stuffing.
I was so consumed.
I'm gonna start putting it in
With
my
the stuffing?
pocket.
Nah, in trying to prepare for
But you
it.
came late, so, I mean, you missed
but the
everything.
thing is, right? I was supposed to be a part of the competition, but
But
What
why
had
you ain't bring the
happened was,
chicken?
but see what had
Listen.
happened was,
They said the chicken was decent. They said
yeah. But here's the thing: I had some negative people in my ear.
why is he looking around?
Because it's talking
It's
to
like,
I'm
it's
catching
like some negative people in my
man, you
ear.
gotta tune that out.
They
I
kept
know,
on-
right?
they
Can't
kept
get the
on-
negativity out.
Wow.
The thing is, I had added a certain ingredient, and because of it, it gave the food a kind of smell, and I was like,
Hey, come next year, man. Come next year.
No, we're not even gonna wait till next
trophy
year.
right
6
here.
months from now, we're gonna do another thing.
Yeah,
We're
come
gonna probably
6
do
months
jerk
from
pork
now.
or
That's what's
something.
up. Yeah.
We're gonna do something different. We're gonna do
I can't
something
mess with
else.
the pork. It's like I don't know how to cook that, but
Yeah,
You can eat somebody
You got
else's
YouTube.
support.
yeah,
You got YouTube teach you how to cook.
yeah,
YouTube teach you how to do a lot of stuff.
yeah. They taught me how to grill, so it's like,
There you go.
But can you YouTube? I mean, can you really make something taste like your grandmother made it though? You said your grandmother taught you. Can YouTube teach you to cook like somebody's grandma? I don't know because I'm not
No.
a very
I'm
good
gonna be
cook, to
honest.
tell you the
It's
truth.
like
Man.
You had to be around that. And
You have to
That's what
have
I mean.
it
You gotta
use,
see, you gotta smell, you
that's
gotta
called
see.
intuition.
I
It's
asked
like-
my grandma for recipes.
You did?
And she'd be like, I don't do any recipes. She's just like, I
She
add
said,
a
come
little
on,
here, a
come on,
little
they
there, a little.
have
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
So-
that's-
They
But
never
the
measure.
thing
They
I was
never
telling-
measure
No,
anything.
never.
The thing I was telling him is that you can't like use like charcoal and then put kerosene on it. It kills the whole flavor of the meat. That kerosene oil or whatever you call it.
So
Yeah.
how do
Lighter
you like
fluid.
the charcoal?
Well, you just get regular charcoal. You get wood chips with flavor,
Yeah,
like with the
yeah.
apple or the mesquite barbecue or whatever.
They're very
and then
fancy
you like those,
here.
Yeah.
You like that, then you put. The
I mean,
charcoal
it just
top of
depends
it.
on how you do it. Cause
Yeah.
I use the charcoal, the lighter fluid too, but I let mine soak.
Oh, let's see.
Listen, you guys need a whole separate thing called Men on Barbecue and give your tips. No, seriously, I'm not going to put it on blast, but there's folks that aren't quite as talented as you all. So
That's true.
share
you're
some
right.
lessons.
I've
People
seen
need
some
to
people.
know.
Yeah, I've seen some people couldn't even light the grill. So
And honestly, I think women usually leave it up to the men to barbecue,
Yeah,
but
they-
if
That's
they
true.
don't have
That's
that
true.
opportunity, they don't have the resource, they need to know.
yeah.
So
you're
hook it
right.
up. Barbecue show coming soon.
And we're talking about barbecues and cooking and eating. Don't forget that this program tonight is brought to you none other than my personal trainer, Andrew Smith. You can reach him at 954-449-3425. That's 954-449-3425. I started off with him. I was at a 5X. I actually bought a 2X hoodie.
Wow.
And it fits.
That's
That's
nice.
so
So I got to give up this 3X. I might be
Congrats.
giving this to you now.
Hey, that's my brother.
I'll give it to your brother. 'Cause
Congrats.
I'm hopping
Or
on to a
PJ.
2X.
Or
PJ.
Wow.
PJ been saying he want one.
Nice, bro.
Yeah, so I'm at a 2X now. I'm almost under 300. I'm almost there. Coming from 386.
That's
You know, so
huge.
trust me, if you want a personal trainer that's gonna keep you right on nutrition and hold you accountable,
Yeah.
you know, his name is Andrew. You know, you can hit him up at 954-449-3425, or his Instagram is KoPrapFit. That's KROPRAFIT on Instagram. But yeah, Minister Man,
Yes, sir.
let's talk about it, man. What's the topic tonight?
I think the topic was, can you create maybe order out of disorder? So you probably have disorder in your life first, and then, you know, there's a way that you can take away the dis and find some order in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I agree. You can,
Well, we're gonna talk about it.
cause like
Jump on in, brother Matt.
Because there's a lot of people who are very professional, and they did a lot of successful things, but they can't sit still. Their mind is always active.
Why
And
do you
it's
think
like,
that?
Oh, they got ASG.
Well, there you go.
You diagnosed
Simple
it.
solution
You
is
diagnosed
It's
it.
like, no, it's
Why do we
legit.
diagnose
They
that?
have that,
What
and
do
they
you
have
di- what-
dyslexia, so it's
what-
like
what-
the words jumble for them.
And see, the thing that I love about our guest tonight is that she is somebody, she's an author, she's a speaker, you know, she's all about the spirit, but guess what? This lady loves some soca. She finds a remedy in soca. She said,
do.
listen,
That's real.
and it's just like me, I find my remedy right now in pretty much going to the gym.
Yeah.
You know, after you had a rough day,
that too.
you know, and you read the Bible and everything, I hop into the gym, and let me tell you something, man, even though sometimes I don't feel like going, you know, after I'm done, she just believe in just going out there and dancing and letting it out and just having fun and just
Yeah.
being free spirited.
Yeah.
You know, and you know that's pretty much, you know, keeps you in order.
It does, but I don't even have to go any place to do that.
You do it at home.
I can do it in my house. I can
Right.
be in my car. Sometimes it's the lyrics, just the lyrics of soca
Yeah,
music that
definitely.
that shift me and change me and make me feel better.
Mm.
I'm telling you, I mean, you know what's interesting? If you haven't ever experienced it before, folks just see the jump around, the dance around. They don't really think it's anything more than that. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's saying stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
It's saying stuff. There's a guy named Kerwin Dubois. He has a song that said, "No apology for my behavior. I got no apology." And so you have to listen to the whole thing. But basically, he's just trying to say, I am who I am, so I'm not going to apologize for it. So sometimes,
That's it.
to be honest with you, I choose that as my song of the week when folks are kind of stressing me out.
It's funny that
I have
you
to
say
turn that up.
because like today I posted something on my WhatsApp and I said you're not a bad person if you disagree with someone,
No.
if you gain weight, if you question yourself, if you question someone else, you skip the gym, you say no, you stay in bed all day, you change your mind, you're only human. You know, so pretty
That's
much, you know,
beautiful.
it's I mean, you're not a bad person because if I ask you a question, if I question something you do, why does that make me a bad person? But a lot of people interpret things. That's where you find the disorder.
Yeah.
You know, they find the disorder before they even find the order, before they even say, listen, okay, you're saying X, Y, Z to try and get me to a better place, but I'm taking X, Y, Z as a negative.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's where the disorder come around. You know, and you know, like you say, listen, you like music to you is like, and music to me, you know, it's like something that keeps my mind free. You know,
Yeah.
and let me tell you something, like worship, I love worship music. It's an artist that I listen to from Jamaica. His name is Chronix. You know, he sings a lot of cultural music, and I listen to the words of what he's saying. You know, and he's like, to everything that you go through, there's a melody. You know, but in every pain, you can find an harmony. You know, and that stuff makes sense to me. 'Cause like sometimes you live some stuff in your life, and you can always relate to a song or relate to a rhythm. You know, just by your hands clapping, you walking on the floor, it makes a sound. Everything makes a sound. So everything has to do with a sound. Even with God. Everything with him
God
created
is the
a
sound. God
Yeah.
is the sound.
You know what I mean? In the beginning, he started creating, and there were sounds when he was creating stuff. You know, it wasn't silent.
Well,
You
I
know?
mean, when you start to understand and realize, I seen a documentary or whatever you want to call it. The scientists, they were speaking to the water,
I read this book.
and then they would freeze it on contact.
Yes.
And when they spoke positive words to the water, like "I love you" and things like that, or positive affirming words to the water, the snowflake that formed was so beautiful.
Wow.
But when they spoke something like hate, or something like malice to the water, you would see the water just not even take a form, just like
Disorder.
turbulent.
Disorder. Yeah.
And then they did this study with plants too.
Yeah, if you talk to the plants, it's a thing that they say if you go if an ackee tree, you know, it's starting to bloom and it starts to have the ackee on there. If you go and eat it and laugh,
Yeah.
you know, it starts to open.
Is that
You know,
true?
that's what they say. That's an island
I
thing.
bet you
It's
it's
an island
true.
thing
I
that they
bet
say.
you
Like
it's
if you
true.
start going to that country and start laughing,
It will
starts,
bloom.
it starts
Open
opening up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's true what you say, and the scientists even said that people that has a lot of faith always come out of like different situations better. You know, they either heal better,
Yeah.
and they come out functioning better.
Yeah.
You know, and people that didn't have the faith, like they go into something like with the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
You know, they come out on the opposite end. You know, they either pass away or something.
Yeah,
and
of
scientists
course.
said that themselves. I was reading that the other day where scientists like, yo, if people that have faith, they heal quicker.
Yeah, of
true.
Yeah,
course.
they have broken bones. They heal quicker because they have faith. You know, and people that's not full of faith, they don't have the faith. They're all the one that's like struggling because you're telling yourself like, okay, I can't do it. But the person with faith is like, listen, you tell me I can't walk, but guess what? I'm gonna make myself walk.
That's it.
You know, and they start doing it one foot at a time.
It's
And I believe they're going to
therapeutic.
get help to do it, though. I think that helps too. When you feel like you're not the only person in it for yourself, and
Yeah.
that's so hard to think about. I'm really in charge of everything, and my effort is 100% driving this bus. I'm not getting any extra help from any place else. That's pressure. So as you said, if somebody knows that I have a job to do, but somebody else has helped me do the part I have a hard time with, somebody bigger than me,
Exactly.
then you can get there.
That's
You
exactly.
feel less pressure.
And then that's why the people with faith, like they can't, like a lot of people, all they have is God. All they know is God. You know, so they can't depend on millions of dollars because millions of dollars can't get you through every situation.
Yeah.
No.
You know, when you're there on your
Definitely
deathbed, you know, I watched this movie where they were like, I forgot what it's called, where this guy was old, he was dying, and then this guy donated his body to save his family, and they like put his mind inside that body, but he had to take pills for like the rest of his life, you know, to like get himself. And I'm like, yo, they're pretty like trying to create this stuff. You know, they're trying to create this stuff like real talk, like
Yeah.
so millionaires like they could keep living.
Oh, they
You know,
probably already have it.
They probably do.
Yeah.
So you know, what I mean,
Can't put
there's
that.
stuff out there being created, but you know, there's so much disorder going on around us. You know, and even with the disorder, the chaos, we have to find order.
Definitely.
You know, there's order in everything. You know, just like when you go into court, order in the court. There should be order in the house. There should be order in everything that you do. You know, but disorder is always around us, and that's what the enemy does. He creates disorder
Yep.
because he wants to get you off track.
It's true.
And that's why you have the baseline. Keeps you on track, right?
That's why you have the big truck with the speakers on it when you're going down the road during carnival. It's keeping you focused on the
Oh, yeah,
order,
because
what
a-
direction to go.
A lot of time when I used to go to Carnival, I ain't gonna lie, I used to go back way in Opalaka days when they used to have it at the airport, and those were like the best carnivals to me.
I remember
and,
those days.
And we used to go down the street and we walking all around through the blocks and through the airport, and we going around the airport many a times, and we, having a good time, and we usually on.
Some sips.
Yeah.
Life is
and,
life.
and we walking and we bopping and we don't get tired. I mean, your body wants to shut down, it does. But the music keeps you going. The party keeps you going. The vibe keeps you going. Once you focus on that, you keep going.
So what keeps you going?
Wow.
What keeps you going? What keeps you motivated?
What keeps me motivated?
Yeah, what's the order? Or what disorder pushes you into the right order?
That's really interesting. I'm going to take a step back for a 2nd, if I may.
Go ahead.
Because I went to a women's conference. It's called Caribbean Women's Power Lunch yesterday or Sunday. And women were in there talking for real, like the real stuff. You know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
the glittery. They're really being honest
the
about
BC.
what's hard.
Yeah.
Right, about what's hard. And so I'm on this panel here with these wonderful men. And I've learned from talking to folks that men share a lot of the same mental struggles that women do. You just
Of
maybe don't get an
course.
opportunity to talk
Of
about it
course.
as much. Right? So before we talk about the order, let me talk about disorder for just a sec. So what I was hearing yesterday is a couple of things. Feeling like you're not enough. That was across the board when people were talking about business or how they feel about their bodies, or getting older or not the amount of money you make or how you're handling your family business, whatever. Feeling like you're not enough seems to be impacting people on a daily basis. That's stress.
Yeah.
I mean, that is,
It
let me
is.
ask you and not just talk. Again, I was at a women's conference and I'm a woman, but if you feel comfortable, do you feel men are also experiencing this? I think they are,
Of course.
but I'm just asking. I can't assume.
Not
That's
enough.
facts.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
A lot of men's not going to share it and say
Right.
that, but a lot of men do feel like they're not enough, especially in this society when you have so much women that's independent.
And, I mean, there are a lot of positive, beautiful, wonderful women out there, but there are women that maybe aren't as kind also. There's always good and bad apples and everything, right? Or they're in growth. Let me say they're always growing. Yeah. So maybe they've said some things to some fellas that made them feel not enough
I feel it's like, do you mean like not satisfied or
in any way of life. You mean how the women are not? Are telling
no?
men they're
Just
not
in
enough?
general, it's like you're not satisfied with where you are now, or it's like you feel stagnant.
It could be that. It could
'Cause-
be
I understand that, but I don't understand.
not feeling like enough.
Yeah, I don't understand that. What I mean by that.
Well, let me give you an example from a woman's perspective. I can't speak for the men, but I got 3 right here. You guys can speak for yourselves.
Definitely.
So, from a woman's perspective, I'm not 20. I'm somewhere over that. Don't ask no questions. I'm not 30. I'm somewhere over that. We're not going too much further. But anywho, y'all
You're
promise
young.
not to call me no
You're-
ma'am up in here.
You're young 16.
I love it. No, but as a woman, as we get older, you start seeing little wrinkles, start seeing a little cellulite. Things start dropping. They're not as high as they were at a certain
Men feel the
time.
same.
Surgery.
Okay,
Men
see,
feel
so
the
that's what I'm
same.
talking about. So
Yeah.
it's not that anybody has to even say anything to you. It's just your own insecurity as you see every advertisement, everything around you, making you feel like you're
Not
not
enough.
enough.
Yeah.
That's just a body example. That's just, I mean, social media is pressure. It's making people feel that. But I don't just want to focus on the negative. I want to always get to the order.
But I think social media make a lot of people be fake also.
Ooh, that's the whole show.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I don't tire on it that much. Like, to me, I'm just true to myself and true to who I am on social media. But I see people put up stuff and I'm like, stop.
I mean, social media is what
It's
it
like a
is.
fad.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, even without social media, and when you see the magazines and the television, it's the same thing. It's just media in general. Media wants to paint this pretty picture of
That everything is perfect.
Perfection.
that's it.
But then we feel pressure to be it though, and to live up to it, and
Oh.
that's crazy hard. That's
When-
really
I mean,
overwhelming.
when everyone is achieving to do this,
Yeah.
and you're not, and you don't even care about what they're achieving, you look like a rebel. And they label you as a rebel, and they label you as an outcast, and they put you over there on a secluded island, and they keep you over there by yourself. Now, if you can live on that island by yourself and still, survive off coconuts and whatever, like Tom Hanks did in that one movie, and make it back, then cast away. If you can make it back after that, then you might be strong. You might be like a survivor, like Destiny's Child. But if you can't, and you just melt or you just fold away,
And that happens.
yeah, then you could be anyone they break you. You could be anyone they want you to be. They break you.
I'll be honest. It's like I never felt that way.
I love that.
Is mostly for me is knowing what I can do or heights I could reach, and then settling for something below that, and feeling stagnant
If you
because
settle below it, I mean, you're not feeling like you're
Can
enough.
obtain-
Reaching
yeah,
enough,
could
or you're
obtain-
capable
It's
of
like-
reaching enough.
no, it's like because it's like
Why would you
I don't.
settle?
It's not like I'm
Put
not.
people's cards
Thing
on,
is,
on
I'm not
stage.
comparing.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing myself to others.
Okay.
But I'm just comparing. It's like you could do this, and it's like not because somebody else did it, but you could do it better, and it's like you just didn't do it because either you purposely let your own circumstances stop you from doing it, or it's like you just because of this one roadblock, instead of getting help to see past it or to overcome it, you're stuck in that spot.
But does that make somebody feel like they're not enough, though? That's what I'm asking.
Not
I don't
enough.
I think it does.
I would say for me, probably yes, but for you, perhaps no.
No,
Look at I was looking at a picture the other day with Amazon, and you had the guy with the computer with just a sign behind him that says Amazon, and look at it today. That's somebody that had to push beyond the limit. He started off in a one-room shack in a little office and just wrote Amazon on a piece of paper. And look at it now. It's pretty much taking over everything. They got trucks driving around. The other day a truck
everywhere.
passed me and it was a Benz truck. And I go,
Ooh.
Amazon making that bread.
yeah, facts.
So.
That's his order?
That's his order. He started off, I'm
Yeah.
sure people was like, bro, this is not going to work. This is not going to work. This is not going to work. And you always start off with that. There's always going to be some disorder when you're starting
Right.
off anything. Some negativity.
I think you need that.
You do need
I
that.
think that's one of the things that accelerates your
It pushes you.
Yeah, your success. You have to have, like you mentioned, the sonic boom. The sonic boom only comes when
the
you
pressure's
break
in-
when
you're
you
gonna
break
break through.
that portion of the atmosphere, and now you hit a sonic boom. Wow. If you ain't tapping that, breaking that sonic boom, you haven't done anything. You haven't gone. You haven't achieved like Mach or whatever speed you need to
you're just gonna
achieve
be
that.
stagnant.
Yeah.
I think most men that I've met, especially myself, I notice they are two different type of perfection that they achieve. They try to achieve. Either it's like, oh, it's not ready yet, so I'm not going to show it, or oh, you know what, I'm going to take these beatings until I'm ready. So it's like either they're going to do their own self reflection. All right, this is how I can improve before I show it, or you know what, I'm not ready, but I want to gain experience, so I'm going to go out there and then just take the beatings, take the criticisms, and then just go for it until I reach perfection. Now, one is moving forward, and the other is just standing still, trying to perfect, get things ready before, not actually experiencing, taking in everything around them. And that's sometimes there are certain areas of my life I'm that person who just, all right, let me reflect, not moving forward. And then other times I've seen people is like in certain areas where most people is like they're reflecting. I'm the guy who's going forward, and then when the areas that I'm like, all right, let me reflect. They're the ones who are moving forward, and I've seen it happen to so many. I'm like, how are you able to just know that this, all right, I just stop being fearful of the situation and go for it. And that's how I look at it. It's not that I am not satisfied. Yes, you are right in the sense that I'm not satisfied, but in certain areas. But the areas that I'm not satisfied in, you're like, okay, it makes perfect sense. Let me just keep on going. And I think that's why certain things have certain blessings or certain doors that were even open. I still didn't see until after the fact. It's like, oh.
When they shut on you.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
That's how
Dude, you have
I.
a great self-esteem. You need to be
yeah.
taking some classes. That's what I want to say to you. You really got it together. I think that's a unique perspective. No, serious. Because I'm going to say this. The most put together women are the ones that are having a hard time. It's the strong chicks that are having a rough time. I can only speak on behalf of women. It's the ones that solve all the problems and look like they got it together, and the kids look great, the house looks great, and they're working a great job. Those women are the most stressed out. They're the ones that inside are feeling like they're just breaking down. That is, I don't know if you guys know that, but that is absolutely what we're all feeling.
Yeah.
That's real. But it's not just about the negative and the disorder, though. It's about, so how to get out of that, right? You asked that question. Well, I don't think I'm the only expert. There's 4 people on this panel. I'm here to learn as well as to talk.
Oh, we here to learn from you too.
Oh my gosh! But it's unique that I get to talk to 3 guys. Women are always talking.
A couple of us
I
is
get to
married,
listen
so
to
we
you.
wanted to hear how to help our wives get through that.
Oh, I love that! Oh my gosh!
wow.
Oh my god!
You guys are the
Fire!
modern men.
Yo, that is
Wow.
wonderful. I love you just said that. So, okay, if you're talking about how do I help my wife feel enough, she may not even talk to you about it, but do things to encourage her. So pay attention to, let me give you 3 specifics and not be too broad, right? Because I want you to have something actionable you can take home. First, letting her know that you see and appreciate the little things.
Definitely. That's
Thank you for cooking
big.
dinner.
That's big.
Thank you that I had clean clothes today. Thank you that all the dishes were washed. I appreciate when I come into a clean house. I know I'm not going to say you personally expect it, but I'm married, and so sometimes people expect it. I don't know what to say about that. We all have
That's true. Yeah,
expectations.
that's true.
But sometimes a woman is also working 60 hours, and she still picked up the kids, and she still
Yeah,
cooked dinner before you
definitely,
got home.
definitely.
Not that you're doing any less. We're all doing a lot. But number 1, notice little things and tell her, say thanks, and I appreciate that. Because she's feeling like she's not enough often as your wife or as the woman of the house.
So you gotta build
Because
her
we're trying
up.
to do too much, so you got to build her up. Be your cheerleader, yeah. I would also say, number 2, give her some time off. Just be like, look, babe, you working. I see you. So go with your girlfriends or go to take a walk or whatever it is you need to do. Even if it's once a month, guys.
Yeah.
Let her have an hour. Let her have 2, whatever. And tell her, I want you to do this because I care about you.
Definitely.
That's just another way to validate that she is enough.
Even if you don't want her to, But
Ooh, I want to
yeah.
know about that.
Even
I
if
want to
you
know about
no, because
that.
sometimes like for real, like sometimes you want your wife to be around you. Sometimes you feel like you do all this work, we do all this work, we always missing each other.
Yeah.
But you might need some time away from me. You might need some time away from the kids. You might need some time away from this house. So, if you want, go out on your own and find your groove.
Oh, I love that.
That's it.
I love that.
Simple. If you want to go to get your nails done, go get your nails done. If you want to go walk on the beach
Right.
and have some soulless time, go there. Yeah, do
That's
that.
so beautiful.
You gotta get you have to release. Sometimes it's just the person that's in your face all the time that you know what they're gonna say when they're gonna say it, and sometimes you gotta get away from that.
Interesting that it's funny you're bringing that up. I think obviously men need that too, and we women need
Of
to hear
course
that
we need
though.
that.
That you
Of
guys.
course men need that.
I think men will be for real. I think men will be like, "Yo, I'm going to play basketball with my boys." I do think men tend to take a little bit more time for themselves than women do. Maybe we think we can't. Maybe I don't know. We feel guilty about it. I have no idea. But if you're not taking it, you guys do deserve it. And if your woman's not understanding that, we got to hear that too.
Everyone
so we
needs
can
to
talk about it.
decompress.
We got to talk about it. That's the
Yeah.
order out of the chaos.
But
Everyone, yeah.
I'm curious about what you just said. Why is it that you guys feel guilty?
Oh, that's huge. Seriously? Why do we feel guilty? That's probably the biggest topic. You guys could cover this an entire topic. Bring 3 women in and just talk about what they feel guilty about.
Oh.
We are guilty every single
No.
day.
What I mean by that, let me be more
Yeah,
precise.
let's
It's
talk
like,
about that.
why do you feel guilty of quality time by yourself?
Oh,
'Cause you
women
ju- yeah, 'cause,
desperately
like-
guilty about. I don't personally, but I had to work on it. But women do desperately feel guilty.
Because it's like I know for a person, if you don't give me my space at times, I will react
Exactly.
negatively. So that's why I'm like, I don't see why that you feel guilty about. Why women feel guilty about that.
So let me give you a specific situation. For Justin, I don't know if you have children or not, but
No.
you do?
No, yeah.
Okay, but let's pretend for a second. I'm sure you know somebody who's got kids. Let's
Yeah,
pretend
I
for a
do.
second. Let's say if you had a son, no, a daughter, because you're a guy. Let's say you had a son. I'm sorry, you had a daughter. She's 6, and you're the only one in the house with her, just you. And you really, you love this girl. That's your everything. That's your little you. And let's just say she had just a hard day at school. Her little friend said something, it hurt her feelings, and she's crying, crying, crying. And you have just worked 60 hours for the week. There's no food cooked. The dog has peed on the floor. I have pets. I know that stuff happens. And there are bills to be paid, things you have to write out. You got to get to church because you promised that you would do that, or whatever it is that you do with your spare time. All that's on your plate, and this child's right there in your face crying, and you're exhausted. You're to that breaking point, because I understand that, because I get there. I notice it now, so when I feel it coming, I move away. I take some time, but a lot of women won't. But you're at that breaking point that you said you've been at before. I just need to go in this bathroom for 10 minutes and be alone before I handle this child's. But your baby's in your face crying. That's desperate guilt. You feel like, I just had one of my best friends say to me the other day, and she's very successful. When my daughter needs me, everything else, including my own needs, gets put to the side.
Yeah.
It's not just about your kids, though. But that's heavy, right?
That self-sacrifice.
This
is, like,
this
crazy.
individual said to me, to the extent that my own health is going to become a problem soon if I don't start taking better care of me.
It happens.
That's the level of guilt and how it's impacting women right
It
now.
happens.
It might be
wow.
impacting guys. I'm not trying to take the show.
No,
Men
I
are
mean-
impacted by stuff, and we women need to hear from you guys.
Of course.
We
I
do.
mean,
We don't know. We don't know.
I think it's just a natural instinct that a woman has, that caring nature. Like like it says, hell hath no fury. Then
A woman scorned.
a woman scorned, and they'll say it's better that you go and take a she bear or a cub from a she bear than a woman scorned. So imagine if you took a baby cub from a mother bear, the ferocity that she would come at you with. This is a natural instinct that a mother has to support and to be the glue that holds the family together.
Okay.
So, just like you say, if she has a million things on her plate, she will put herself in the ground before she walks away from, a need or a situation that's in the family, because she feels that if she walks away from it, the whole house will fall down.
But what about, because I used to work in corporate, I don't anymore, but I had a big corporate job. And so I worked a lot of hours. And you know how it is. You're all work. You guys know how it is. They will email you and call you at 9, 10 o'clock at night. You know, they don't care, right?
No.
But you, even if you have somebody in the house with you, or if you don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you're there, you're the hustle. You got to make this money. Your job calling you 9 o'clock at night, you don't want to answer that phone. But you know, if you don't answer it on the weekend, if you don't answer it on Friday night, if you don't answer it on Sunday morning, what is my fear of maybe losing that job or not getting the promotion or not getting the
Pressure,
raise?
yeah.
That's the pressure I'm talking about. So the
Yeah.
guilt is, even it's not about your family, the guilt is, what if I don't perform enough
That's it.
to do it? And we don't have to talk about this topic today, but I am going to say it. As a little black girl, my parents said to me, you're going to have to work harder to be seen
Yeah.
and to be validated at the tables you're going to sit at. You're going to have to prove you deserve to be there, Steph.
Definitely.
So work hard. I am grateful they told me that because it was true.
Preparation.
It was true.
Yeah.
But it means I feel like I always have to be working. It's a belief they put in my head, so I
Yeah.
got to work on that.
Yeah.
You might have been told the same thing. You're young brothers.
Yeah.
Maybe your parents told you the same thing. I don't know what your parents told you.
Well, I just try and find my own lane. I think a lot of times, a lot of people will put crowns on your head for you to be like, come up in the way that they want you to be, or only what they know. And to me, I say all the time, look, I'm not gonna put your crown on my head. I got my own crown to wear.
Respect. I like that.
Yeah, so you ain't gonna sit there and crown me. And I mean, I'll listen to you, but I'll be subject to you. But there might be a time where my crown might be a little bit more higher, and I have to achieve a little bit more than you did.
I love that.
So I have to get out of your fitting. I have to get out of your mindset, your crown, your structure, and I have to go to the side. And I can value everything that you taught me, and I can respect you for it. But now I got to go a little bit farther. So I need to reach a little bit more. And that's the way I think, and that's the way I attack things. Because I can't be just subjected to being you.
Or being in a box.
Yeah, it's the
That's
same
hard
thing.
to break out of that stuff your parents want you to do, though. I agree with you, everything you're
But I
saying.
think
but
a lot of us went
parents
through
looking
that.
at you.
A lot of us went through that growing up. But the thing is that at some point in your life, you just have to get like a blank sheet of paper and just start over.
I love that.
You do.
Oh my God.
All the time.
It's-
More than
from,
once.
From your
More
kid
than
growing
once.
up, kindergarten.
Yeah.
They give you a paper and they give you these stuff on the lines and they say stick color within
Stay
the
in the
lines.
lines.
Why? Why do I need to stay within the lines?
Yeah.
And I think that's why the millennium now is using all the disorder that we've created and we've done, and they're finding order out of it, where they're making money on social media like crazy.
Yeah.
That
'Cause
is
they're not
so
following.
interesting.
Yeah, they're not following the lines or the path. Or saying, listen, I'm gonna create a debt of over $100,000 to go to college.
Yeah.
Where I'll be paying back for the rest of my life.
Facts.
They're out there
That's
doing the
just-
YouTube and pushing their stuff and using the Instagrams and doing that, and they're making money as young kids. 17-year-old. This one kid I think was 17-year-old, and he made they said over $4 or $5 million
$100,000
last. No, it was millions
Okay.
last year on just YouTube and stuff like that, and that's what.
Oh
these
yeah,
millennials
he
are
has his
doing.
own toy line and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
That's what
Kids
these
doing
millennials are doing. They're not following the order. They're
And I'm
following
happy
this,
for 'em.
Yeah, they're stepping out and
Oh,
they're saying,
definitely.
"Listen,
Definitely.
this is what's going to work for us."
Mm-hmm.
It's no more of wanting to be a doctor. Look at all these young kids nowadays that's got drafted to the NFL and they play 2-3 years and now they're like, you know what? This ain't for me.
Yeah.
I don't want no part of this.
Yeah.
I wasn't
You know?
aware that was happening.
Huh?
Kids just stepping out of the NBA like this is too much pressure. I don't want to do it.
No, it's not
the
that.
NBA,
It's
mostly
like
NFL.
NFL. But that's injury prone.
Well,
You're getting
Putting
hurt for
your body and all
real.
this
Some of
stuff.
them-
I love
One guy said, listen, I'm just tired of being hurt.
I
It's
respect
like every year I'm
that.
being hurt. He's like, I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Well, some of them, I can't remember his name, but there's this one dude. He used it as a platform, like legit. Oh, get my name out there, start my business because I have the capital to do it. And then, all right, deuces. He legit left. And then there's this other artist, athlete. He legit. He was injured to the point where yes he could perform, but he wouldn't perform at 100. He's like he just quit mid game.
I don't agree with that. I see. This is what I was talking about. Like if you have a, or you're using the platform that the NFL, owners or whoever give you, yeah, honor that and respect that and do the best you can because it's only gonna make you get to where your achievement level needs to be quicker. And then once you've reached the maxed out, and you say, okay, y'all want to get out.
No, the guy actually, he He played All-American. He did all the different things.
Yeah, but you said he wasn't trying anymore.
No, it's just he had got injured.
To me, you do come
Same
to a
severely.
point. You do becomes a
Same
point
thing.
where you just stop trying.
Yeah, same
Especially
thing.
on their level, because we're okay when we get up every day. You go to work, you go at 9 to 5, you're putting in your work, but when you got to show up every Sunday or every Thursday, whatever they show up, and God forbid you get hurt, they pretty much put a Band-Aid on you or they shoot you up with all this stuff, and you're
Send you
back out
back
two more weeks later.
Yeah.
You're like playing hurt the whole season.
Yeah.
You never even got a chance to fully recover. So now think about you're playing hurt every like to me, like honestly, like a lot of these guys been playing that sport since Little League.
Of
Yeah,
course.
You've been getting hit
They
since
have.
Little League,
Okay.
and then you come up through high
That's
school
how they're good
and
enough to get there.
JV.
Oh, this guy
and
was like
varsity
in
and
his
college.
You have
and
to
then
play
early-
injury.
Yeah.
You have to
Yeah.
play. You know when you play
Yeah.
football, you have to play through injury.
You
Yeah.
even hear
Part
a lot
of
of
it,
athletes say,
unfortunately.
like,
It is.
listen, like
It's a part of the
I've
game.
been to points where like I wrapped it up with extra bandages
Oh,
and
my
wrapped it tight, and they went back out there.
Yeah.
Really?
Because that's how they get paid.
And what they tell you, walk it off.
Walk it off.
Yeah.
We're told that a lot
And you
of
say
times
you,
in practice.
I'm hurt. Yeah.
Like, bro, I just
Can't
got walk it off.
I can't breathe right now. Walk,
Walk
it off.
And it was, I can guarantee that there was plenty of football players, athletes, whether it was little league all the way professional, that they put in their mindset, walk it off because the coach said it, and they went out there and died.
Exactly.
I can guarantee that.
Or your injury is more worse. Let's look.
Or you injure yourself.
Yeah.
When you're
the big-
40, your body is really messed up.
Yeah.
Then you don't have. You're really messed up when you're older.
You're not
You
gonna
can't play
rejuvenate
anymore.
as quick.
Yeah, you
biggest
have to
injury
tune it out.
that they found out now is concussion. How many guys had concussion over the years?
That's scary.
They been knew that.
Yeah, and
They-
they've been when they went back out there and did it.
That
You
they
know,
been
so
knew that.
I mean, and it's the same thing like with ministry. The same. Even look at Paul. Paul wrote a letter like, listen, like I'm pretty much stressed out where I despair life itself.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, man, I'm tired of it, man. I wanted to give up. You know, so I mean, if a man of God like that, as Paul, wanted to like just throw the towel in, you know, we're gonna face it. He said through much tribulation.
Yeah.
You know, that mean we have to go through it. You know, but these guys, I mean, these kids, they're like, listen, like, bro, like, I got hit. It hurts. I'm done.
I mean,
You
but
know what I mean? And it's like,
touching on what Stephanie, what you were saying earlier, how imagine a woman or a young girl is given like an easy bake oven or given dolls.
they're being groomed from their
Yeah,
young.
yeah,
That's true.
and that's all they're knowing. So when things start to get mundane now, when things start to get like I'm doing this like it's a job, but it's not like I love to do it, and now it starts to turn and it becomes an oppression, and it starts to oppress you now. That's when you start to break down. That's when you say, you know what? I've been doing it for so long. I'm tired of it now. And that's when you want to just wild out. And
But
lose
you
it.
don't have a choice because your family still needs food, and you still have to have groceries in the house and clean socks.
But
you
your
don't
health,
have a choice.
your health is at danger, like you said,
Agreed.
because you're
Agreed.
internalizing everything,
Right.
and
You're
you're
messing your body
That's
up.
it.
yeah. So once you get to a point when you can just flip the script around again
Mm-hmm.
and be like, and you get love back in there, and you say, you know what? I love this, I love that, I love this, I love that, and it becomes more of a career
Wow.
instead of a job.
You
That's-
just not loving it more.
Yeah, that's when you get the burden off you.
I got a question. Since you just brought up the whole thing like growing up, and just think about this: a female is born, you give them the doll, the cookware, and all this stuff. You're preparing them for a life like that.
It's getting better now, though, for
Right?
the record.
It is
But
getting
anyway,
better. I'm just saying.
now they're getting
That's
computers.
what we
But
did.
anyway, right.
You know, you're preparing them for that.
Okay.
And then they have a baby at 16, but you're mad.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we mad? You were grooming them for they were like 2 coming up
Yeah.
to take care of a household. The little boys, you're giving them guns. You're giving them all
Trucks.
these trucks and all that. And when you see the kid with a
Transformers.
gun or you shoot somebody or something happen, you're like, what happened? That's just the mentality that we were forced in. That was the you know, growing up. You know, where you like you walking around talking about pie, like it's a joke until one day pie fly by you and you're like, yo,
Becomes real.
this ain't no joke.
Yeah.
You know, you start like second thinking stuff. That's why I think like we have to at like this generation, you know, we have to unlearn to relearn. A lot of stuff we need to unlearn and relearn. You know, and that's where the disorder was. You know, the way we were brought up was just totally wrong in my eyes.
Well, okay, but we got this far. It's so funny you said that. My friends and I laugh because now everybody's drinking bottled water. Hello, I drank out of a hose.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I drank out of a hose.
Yeah.
We used to
You
play in the
right.
mud outside.
Mhm,
I
yeah.
mean, you
That
know,
was their fun.
we drank Kool-Aid. That was so bad for you. No
Yeah.
diss if you're drinking Kool-Aid right now. I'm sorry. But, you know, now everybody's all concerned about, oh, kids,
Health
they
and-
got
yeah.
to go to, they can't even eat Subway. They need healthier food. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
So you're talking about our childhood was messed up in some ways. It was because there were views that were being passed down. But in some ways, we got some toughness and some strength
I mentioned
that
that.
we need to carry on now and support and
Yeah.
teach the younger ones. We need to learn from both ways,
That's
both
true.
directions. That's my
I
opinion.
agree.
That's step on things.
Let's step on
Mm-hmm.
things.
I mentioned that one time when you know the young lady we had here that was she would do the clinicals, I guess, and I say you know, back then, you know, if we got a cut or a bruise, they'd say put some dirt on it and
Yeah,
go.
you keep moving.
And we became resilient because of that.
Mm.
It didn't give us an excuse. It gave us like a mental toughness. I understand, like, you know, therapy is good. I'm not saying therapeutic things are not good.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, everyone diagnoses someone with something that tells them to go see a therapist. When back in the days, we would get a journal, and we would be our own therapists. We would
That's what I-
we would
nobody
go to
spoke
school
about
and
that.
write a diary. Or
You might write
you
raps.
did.
Hello,
Yeah.
y'all. You didn't do that apparently. Okay, some
Well,
people
I
wrote raps
never
to
did
get it
that.
out.
But that's the same. I spoke about that a
Yeah.
while
Of
back when I was
course.
just talking about like the journey I went through.
It's therapeutic.
You know, and I just kept writing. Like I pretty much wrote out everything that I was feeling and everything that I struggled with in the past and everything I was still struggling with. And I got to a point,
Wow.
you know, on a page. As soon as I flipped the page, and I went to write. I just went blank. And I just wrote, "Who am I?" I had to figure out who I am. And if you don't know who you are, how can you move on in life?
Did you ever write an answer? I don't need to know the answer, but did you ever write an
course I wrote
answer
an
to
answer.
that? I mean, when you were still young, though. When you
No,
you
no,
were
I'm
young,
talking-
but I'm talking when you were like a
No,
teenager
I'm
or
talking
whatever.
about less than a year ago.
You know what? It's interesting. Who said that? I was listening to Oprah was talking to somebody, and they said everybody needs to do that to write who is Deepak Chopra. He said, "Who am I?" You need to literally take a step back from, as you said, all the values other people put on you. Take a step back. Say, "But I'm not a husband or a dad or an employee or a brother or whatever.
Yeah, it's healthy.
Who am I?"
It's
Yeah.
healthy. You have
Yeah.
to know who
It's
you
like
are.
I make a pact with my wife, like, you know, every once a week we go out. Doesn't matter. We just go somewhere. You know, that's just our deep press, just to get away from everything and just to say,
That's the
listen,
order
that's-
out of disorder.
That's the order.
That's what I'm saying. That's the
Yeah,
order out of
disorder.
disorder.
Out of disorder.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Correct.
After the 15 years of us being together, and you know, every day we're just pulling, doing this. Now it's time to say, listen, once a week, you go out. So yeah, out of those disorder did become an order where you could like start enjoying your life and start
Yeah.
saying, you know what, we could breathe. You know, it's just me and you. Let's rap. Let's
That's
talk.
it.
I
That's it.
love
You know,
that.
and that was a big thing for us. That's like that. It just keeps us going. You know, if we don't do, what could imagine if we didn't do that? They're probably still just being at each other's head. You know, just like, you don't understand. Like you just need time away. You know, from the environment. You know, and just the way just you and her. You know, you and your spouse. And you just say, listen.
But
let's
if
just talk.
we logically think about like even working, you get sick time and vacation time.
That's right.
You have to decompress from the job. Even going to school, there's a summer session
Yep.
where you have to
Wow.
decompress.
And they get
It's-
different days off.
It's fixed in us. But what we'll do is we'll go on vacation and we'll end up working a second job on vacation.
That's true.
People do it. It's true.
That's true.
And we need a vacation from the vacation.
Yeah. That's
It
a-
happens all the time. You come back and you be like, I feel like I ain't getting no rest. Well, yeah, you think so? You went on vacation. You signed up for, you know, to go hiking in the mountains. You signed up for to go this and you go that and
Or
you
go
do this.
jumping off cliffs at Blue Hole.
Yeah.
If that's
No-
not relaxing
yeah.
to you, you shouldn't be doing that. I like
Yeah.
that stuff, but if it's not relaxing,
And your
it's a
whole day
job.
is keeping a schedule,
Yeah.
just like when you were at work.
Exactly.
So you never decompress.
That's true.
So what you think you're gonna feel like if you ain't get that time to mentally to heal your body or to heal your
You know,
mind or to
we
heal your
went to
soul?
Jamaica and we
Yeah.
were actually down there on assignment, and Minister Amon, he called me over to the spot that he had found where it's just like, you know, it was like so serene. So I woke up one morning early. I went running.
Man, it was
And
lovely.
when I went running, you know, I went down there. I was walking across the street. And I sat and I looked. I go, wow, look at God's work, man. Look at nature. And it was just so serene at that moment. I just felt like, you know, I just like nothing matters. Like nothing matters. I could just see like, you know, like I'm just looking at God's creation. I'm looking at the water. You're looking at the sky. It looks like it meet, but it really doesn't meet. I'm like, man, look how God just orchestrated all this thing. And then, you know, the ocean knows where to stop and the sky just, I'm like, wow. Then I just forgot about everything around me. I was just looking at it. You know, they're like, man, this man found a beautiful spot. And then to the Jamaicans, the locals, they're like, yo, this is a raggedy spot.
No, because it's next to Sandals Resort,
Yeah.
and it's just like a beach that the locals they go fishing in it.
That's
Yeah.
the best.
And I'm talking to the locals, and I'm like, what y'all be eating? What? And they like, whatever we catch, whatever the Lord
Yeah.
provides. And I'm sitting here like this is like crazy. This is they're in like some wooden boats You know, they're not in nothing fancy. Nothing has motors. Nothing has gas. They have oars. They have nets. And they just catch fish, and whatever the sea provides, they eat.
Yep.
And they come together as one and just sharing everything. Someone brings this, someone brings that, and that's how they live. And I'm like, wow, this is just like just down to the grassroots of everything. Like, this is how life is supposed to be lived, stress free. And these guys are sitting on hammocks in the middle of the day, just
Chilling.
like, yeah, that's. I mean, I mean, to be out there with them to see that.
The one thing I love about the Bible, you know, the Lord said, listen, I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly.
That's it.
But we just get caught up with the everyday hustle and everything
Yeah.
around us, and we're just not enjoying life.
Caught up is not the word, man.
We're not enjoying life.
Yeah.
And when we learn to start enjoying life, you know, understand, like, listen, every disorder, everything that we went through, you know, it was just to pretty much to push you and elevate you to an order, where you have an order in your life where everything works out together. The Lord said, listen, all things will work out together for his good.
That's it.
So it will work out.
Yeah.
But we just have to trust his process.
You know, one of the big things, I think Brother Matt said it last week when you were doing the project, and the man says, if you having a hard time doing it, it shouldn't be hard to do. It should be easy to do.
Yeah.
So it gets to the point where the way we've been made in God's imagery and his likeness, nothing should be hard for us to do.
Right.
If it's hard for you, if there's a burden for you, you doing it by yourself.
By yourself.
And you ain't
I
give
gotta
it to
take
God.
that in. That's very interesting for you to say. Ooh, I gotta take
It's
that. And
scripture.
let that meditate inside of me, marinate for a
it's
minute.
right. It's
That's
right.
serious. What you said, it
It's
shouldn't be
word.
hard. You know what though? But it's a mental head game. You were talking about it. When the obstacles come, it's a head game to get yourself out of that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting. I'm gonna take that as my nugget for today. My tweetable moment. I'm gonna remember that. What you said.
If I remember
Yeah.
it correctly, it was like, if you're doing something and it's hard, it means that it's something wrong. It should be easy.
Really?
It should be.
It should be. I mean, you can't put positive and positive together. It don't make sense. But positive and negative,
Yeah.
Now, you ever sometimes you ever work with a tool and you looking at the screwdriver and you don't understand the grooves on the screwdriver or the design of it,
and you're rounding up the nut.
and you're just doing it the way you think you should be doing it, and because you keep on doing it so much, just one time you just slip up and you do it away, and you be like, wow, that's how you really supposed to use it.
Oh, so now if you're not in alignment, now just click.
And then you learn the correct
clicks
way
in
to
my
do
head.
it. Yeah,
Now I got it.
that's it.
If you're not in alignment, maybe I use different terminology in my head, but
No,
I
you're
finally
right.
got it.
Yeah.
If I'm personally not in alignment,
Yeah.
I feel that, and then I know
And everything is off,
I'm
right?
not doing this right.
Everything is off.
Now I got it.
Yeah.
'Cause for me to say easy, it wasn't clicking in my head. I wasn't understanding fully, but now I do. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. You're just saying
Yeah,
if you're in
sometimes.
alignment and getting the help,
Yeah.
getting the help.
Sometimes I speak, in different ways to catch different people because,
Yeah.
different people have different ways of seeing things.
But it's just like if the Lord says,
No,
he
it's
has, the Lord says
really
he has
good.
something for you. And he says, listen, Steph, this is yours. This is yours. This
That's
right
a
here is
guarantee.
yours. But then Steph wants to go after this.
Because she's afraid to go
And
for
she don't want
that.
to go after this. And you're having so much issue getting this.
Got it.
And you're like, well,
Alignment.
yeah,
That's
man, I'll
it.
just stick with
Ease.
this.
Okay, get this.
You know, and you struggle to get it. You fight to get it. But when you get it, guess what? It's not what you wanted.
You ever go to like an arcade or a Golden Corral and you see that machine that has the hook?
Yes,
And it
picks
pulls
up the
claw.
toys.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So now you see, oh, I want that, and you like that, and you try and go for that, and
That's the hardest
it
one.
slips.
You never get that one.
No, you know why? Because everything in that box was placed in a specific
Yeah, so
specific
hold
order,
something
like
down.
That's
a puzzle.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Like a puzzle, and you have to unlock it in order, in decency, and in order, so that you can get the next available one.
Right.
And you would never be able to get that one unless it was the next one to be unlocked. So sometimes we look at that, we want it, but we don't understand. We got to unlock this first, and we got to unlock that first, and we got to unlock that first to get to that. And that's how we are in life.
And the thing I love about the Bible said the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
That's it.
So everything is in steps.
That's
But
it.
a lot of people want to skip steps. They want to jump. And when you jump too far, the Lord said, listen, I never sent you that far. But guess what? You want to step up there, you're going to find out what it feels like.
Oh yeah.
I heard
Yeah, go
Oprah
through
say
it.
something though, and it really is valuable, and I think it's true. She says God, which I believe God talks to everybody. You just have to
He
learn how to
does.
listen, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but she said God will start with a whisper, and then a little tap, like one little drop, hello. And if you don't listen to that, it'll become a little stream of water. pinging you more often. You don't listen to that, it turns into a rainfall. Don't listen to that, it turns into a brick on your head. You say you don't listen to that, it turns into a whole wall falling on you till you get it. So God just keeps talking louder and louder to guide you in the right direction. This is something I learned once, though, that really helps me with this. When I feel like I'm out of alignment, because we do get out of alignment sometimes, right? Through stress or
course.
fear, worry,
It's
being
easy.
busy, whatever. So I think of myself, you know those, what, you take a little kid bowling and they have those gutter things they can put in there so your ball doesn't go in the gutter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think of myself as the bowling ball. And I got to ping a little to the right and a little to the left, but really I'm just being guided to go straight on down the path. So any little failure you have or a little mistake you made, it's actually just helping you to rechart and get back on course.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a good one.
Definitely.
That helps me.
Yeah.
That helps me a lot.
That's an awesome final thought. Man, it's been awesome. It's been real. Man, what an awesome conversation.
We didn't even talk about soca.
I mean,
We'll play some next
we can
time.
bring you back on. We're not afraid to have on guests twice. We love it.
Learned a lot
We
today.
just pick up from where we left off. But yeah, it's been awesome. It's been real. Minister Mont, final thought.
Yeah, I mean, the whole order from disorder, you need disorder first. Sometimes we need to find out, like what we are really doing wrong in our own mind, in our own strength, in our own power. And then when we see that greater light, that greater source, or that greater order, then we understand, I've been doing this wrong all the time. And, we try to pertain to be more in order according to the correct way. And that's when life starts to get easier. I pass.
Well, Matthew.
Well, disorder to order. What I got from that is like sometimes you just gotta, in order to build a foundation, you gotta go through some things.
Definitely.
And whether it's your parents teaching you certain things, they might be strict, or they might have certain. Regardless of great men aren't built on messed up foundation. What I mean by that is regardless of what your profession or what you did, whatever how you grew up is what shaped you, and it doesn't define you, but it does help make things clear for you. So yes, you might have went through some terrible things in your past, or you're currently going through some terrible things, but again, that doesn't define you. That is just a part of it's just lessons that are being taught to you in order for you to progress. So don't give up, and don't let the situation consume you.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Final thought.
Well, I want to say, we didn't talk a whole lot about it, but if you are in the disorder, living in the disorder right now, because that's the stress point, that's the real pressure.
Yeah.
You're in it.
Yeah.
It's easy to say disorder, but you're really in the mess. If you're really in there, the way to get to the order for me is to do some of the things that you said here, and that is go to nature, make just a few minutes for quiet. Because God will talk to you out there. Even if you don't know it's God talking to you, you will, because that's actually the first time I ever really heard God. You'll hear something about, look at the flowers. They have a beautiful structure, and they're strong even though they're small. Look at a blade of grass. A car can park on it, but it's still strong enough to stand right back up as soon as the car pulls away.
Definitely.
You're going to get a personal message from it
Definitely.
that you need for your spirit. So make time for yourself if you're in the disorder, and you're going to get naturally, just like that bowling ball, you're going to end up right back in
Yeah,
order.
you will.
God's there in the nature.
Alignment.
Wow. In alignment.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There's something that, I also put up today. It says the goal is to develop spiritual stamina so when a problem occurs, I don't react out of emotion, but out of wisdom. And it's not out of my wisdom, but it's out of God's wisdom.
Definitely.
Because if God lives inside of me, I have to be different. I have to act different. Yeah, I'm going to go through the disorder. Yeah, I'm going to go through some stuff. I'm going to feel like the world is on top of me sometimes. But guess what? I have to understand that I have to separate myself. Just like David, when he went to battle and he came back. And when he came back, the Amalekites took everything from them, the wives, the kids, everything they had. David had to separate himself from everything, all the chatter. He had to separate himself from everything and get to one place where he can listen to what God was saying at that moment. And God said, listen, now, son, pursue. And when they pursued, they got everything back. So for you to get everything back, for you to get in alignment with Christ, or get in alignment and get in order, you have to separate yourself most of the times from the chatter, from everything that's going on around you, the hustle, the bustle. Find a quiet place. Hear what God is saying. Hear what God is saying at that moment, and then react and act on that word. Because once God opened that door, it's time for you to react and do something. You might feel like you're in a situation you can't get out. Separate yourself from the everything. Separate yourself from the chatter. Find that secret place, that quiet place. Hear what the Lord is saying. Hear what He's saying to you, and then just listen. Once He tell you what to do, and that door opens, you go at it full force, and never give up. Never give up. Never quit. Quitting is not an option. No matter what. To me, quitting is just the easy way out. When I think about people that commit suicide, they're pretty much quitting. So when you commit suicide or you quit from something, that's pretty much committing suicide on your destiny. So when you quit something, you're messing up your whole destiny. When God is putting you through something, or you're going through something, just like Job, he went through some stuff. He said, "Listen, I will not curse God." He said, "Though He slay me, yet will I trust Him. Yet will I love Him. Yet will I adore Him." So we have to have the same tenacity, the same faith, and understand that through disorder becomes order. Through our past, through everything that's pushed us, everything that we went through, the walls falling us, the door closing, people left us, people turned their back on us. It's for us to get stronger so we could move and run to our destiny. Pursue to our destiny. None of us came to where we're at, without going through something. We all went through the fire.
Definitely.
Right.
We all went through the fire. And Shaka Khan said, through the fire, through the limits, to the walls. We have to understand, listen, we're going to go through, we're going to face it. Just like Paul said, through much tribulation, that's how we're going to see the kingdom of heaven. So understand that, never give up, never quit. You're going to go through stuff, you're going to face some stuff, you're going to go through some disorder, but there's order at the end of it, and God will align everything up. Everything's already lined up anyway, because He knew the beginning you knew the ending from the beginning. So understand that tonight, and just encourage yourself. Don't quit, don't give up. It's been awesome. It's been real. Man, you can follow Miss Steph on Instagram at DSTEPH Stanford. That's THESTEPHSTANFORD on IG. You can hit her up. She's a speaker, author, coach, wellness expert, and she connects spirit using the guidance to move from past fear to future things that excite you. So it's been awesome. It's been real. It's been just a conversation. Big up one more time to our winner of our jerk chicken competition, none other than Minister Amon.
I appreciate
He
that.
put his foot, his knee, his back, his everything.
For
in that
2019. We did that right. For 2019.
Not for nothing, my guy. You shouldn't even talk. You
Yeah,
didn't enter.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah. For
Wow.
2019.
What happened to
They-
love?
they-
It was
they-
just
they-
here.
It's nothing but
The
love
jerk
here.
chicken
They
changed
really-
everything. I
Put
don't
in
but
know.
that
love
effort
Yeah.
for 2019.
But yeah, don't forget to hop on over to our YouTube page, which is just a conversation. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Also, you can hit us up on Instagram, which is just_a_conversation. It's been awesome. It's been real. It's just a conversation where we say #talk about it.